Hey, do you guys know what day it is? It's Friday, which means it's Monster Madness with your girl Raven Starr and my bestie in whole kind of moviedom is Boogie.
Dbugi.
Boogie. Okay, Boogie, jeez Louise. Okay, last week was only like a 23-minute show. I didn't want it to go over because I can talk about vamps forever.
Right.
So this week is supposed to be part two of vamps, right? Vamps we don't like. If that is true, today's show is going to be 2 minutes long. Because I don't have a lot to say about the vamps that I don't like. I like most of them. So before we get into that, let's just say, how are you doing in all this lockdown, Boogie? I mean, how is everything going with you?
Well, it's
A lot in
still
the world.
it's still been crazy, but I've been out there, because
Yeah.
I'm in healthcare, so
Yeah.
I've still been out and about every day. I actually got Christy out a little bit, so that was a little something.
Oh, that's awesome because
Yeah,
she
yeah,
should
yeah.
be able to get out.
But on a whole, if you go outside here, you really can't even tell anymore, except for the fact that everybody's masked up. Other than that, it's business as usual. And it's weird because you really don't know what to think about what's going on. Being in healthcare, I know the severity of it, and I know that it is definitely something not to be taken lightly.
Do you think it's
However,
over? Do you think it's over?
oh God, no. No.
I had to ask you
First
guys
of all,
because
first of
he is
all,
in healthcare.
first of
So
all, how can it be over when nobody even could tell you what it was in the first? They don't have a cure for it, so
exactly.
it can't
Not a
be
vaccine,
over.
not nothing. Yeah.
Right. So until they have a cure for it, it can't be over. It's just lying dormant, maybe because of the weather change, maybe because of just whatever it is. But who knows? The next one that may hit may be twice as bad. I
I
don't know.
heard that. I did hear that. So, the 11th here, it will be mandatory for everybody outside that you have to have a mask. You just can't be roaming around without one. But I don't want to bring the show down. I just wanted to check base because this is what we got to do, you guys. We got to check on each other.
Yeah, everybody be safe. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know, just
Practice social distancing. Wash your hands.
yeah, hand sanitizer too, y'all. Anyway, let's roll into vamps because it's Monster Madness. Let's get into it. Okay, you guys, I have been bitching about a certain kind of vampire. I also want to say this before I get into it. Stephanie Meyer wrote a book before the Twilight series called The Host. Fabulous book. Okay. They made two movies, one foreign and one American, both really good, but you guys know how I like my foreign flicks.
The foreign one was amazing.
Was amazing.
Amazing.
It was just amazing. So, Stephanie, if you ever get by or somebody tweets in your ear that I'm talking shit, I'm really not. Oh, well, only about the Twilight series. But other than that, girl, I see you. You know what I mean? I see you. I like the worlds that you create. I love that. I do understand because I read the book. I ain't gonna say I read all of them, but I read the book, the first one. And I also watched the movie. I tried to watch all of them, but I just couldn't do it. And it's not just because of the sparkling, you guys. That's not why I cannot get into a movie with Kristen Stewart in it because she has no emotion in her face. It's completely the same. So I can't get into that so that was it. Between the dead face and the sparkling vampire,
And the
that's I mean,
and the big dogs for werewolves.
Yeah.
The big dogs, they were so cute. They were not scary. They were cute. I wanted one. I was like, oh, look at him.
What's his name? Tyler.
Tyler Lautner, Shark Boy.
Woo! Shark Boy grew up to be fine.
Child pornography. Stop that. That boy was like 15 years old in that movie, running around with his clothes off.
Running around with his clothes off. Ooh, that's bad. That's bad. I could watch it for that. I like the spoof movies that they made off of Twilight. I love all of that. I just watched Breaking Wind the other day, and it was fabulous. I thought it was a good spin, but I just can't with the sparkling. The diamond hard skin, I like that. I do. I like that. But
there were things about it that I did like. The only thing about that I really, aside from the sparkling, really just killed it for me, because everybody knows that no matter what kind of vampire you are, what nationality, what kind of, whatever, any vampire movie you watch across the world, you put that bad boy in the sun and it's going to fry.
except for Blade. Everybody except for Blade.
Well, he was a half breed. He was a half. Now I say vampire. That's something. That's a totally different class.
That's totally
That's a totally different thing. But what about Twilight? Why would everybody in the world not want to be a vampire? They were rich. They were powerful. They were good looking.
I was just going to say they were good looking.
They had every advantage. They didn't disintegrate in the sun. They just sparkled. So it just let the world know who they were. But other than that, why would you not? What was the downside to being a vampire?
Exactly. Because, I got to give it to her, though. I got to give it to her because 91% of people on Google, they loved it. 49% on Rotten Tomatoes agree with us, and they did not like it. But the whole thing was $100 million. All of it, all of her books, all of that. So I'm not saying that she can't write. That's not
right.
I'm just saying that I know she kind of wanted to step out of the box a little bit and make her vampires a little different. But I kind of like that tradition where they can't come out in the sunlight. If we want to go with Stephen Dorff when he was playing in Blade, he was out in the sunlight, but he had tons and tons and tons of sunblock on, and he still could not stay out there long enough. So, if you were a vampire, would you want everybody to know who you are because you're sparkling outside? You know what I mean? I know it takes place in Seattle. In Seattle, it's cloudy, and that's how they did it. But still, I didn't fancy that. I didn't fancy that at all.
No, but like I say, there are a few that and there are a lot of people that might, but there are things about a lot, like I say, there aren't too many vampire movies I don't like because I like vampires. Right. But there are vampire movies that make me cringe when I watch them. And the one I'm going to talk about right now is Queen of the Damned.
Aaliyah, I miss her so.
And that's why I really can't. That's why I'm not gonna dog it. I'm not gonna dog it because God bless the dead. You know what I mean? And I loved her. In this movie, she was beautiful. I'm talking about that scene where she walked through the bar and was swaying back and forth.
Like
doing that. That was sexy as fuck.
That was sexy.
But as powerful, all of the movie, I liked all of the movie except for the last 10 minutes of it because she was so powerful, but she stood still and let them drain her like that. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Yeah, she could have ripped everybody's head off.
Yes.
But I think maybe mentally the reason why she didn't is because she knew she was off a little bit. Because that's the only way that I can stomach that is because she was stronger than all of them.
All of them.
All of them put together.
All of them.
Just
Akasha was bad.
Akasha was bad. Akasha was bad. So I can't fault that. I love that movie. Stuart Townsend, oh God, he was so sexy. Oh, that whole movie. And Aaliyah's like her outfit, that bodice that she, oh my, if I can find that, y'all, if anybody knows where Raven can get one of those, put it in the comments. And if I find it, I'll wear it on the show.
Oh, snap.
I love it. Aaliyah, Aaliyah is, she's a goddess.
That's why I say it's just the end of that movie, and it's just like no matter what I feel about it, I'm like I loved it. Soundtrack was amazing.
I love
Jonathan Davis. Jonathan Davis did the damn thing with that.
Yeah. He put his foot in that.
He put his foot in it. There are only a couple of, and speaking of soundtracks, there are only a couple other soundtracks to movies that I think are just as good in entirety. But the best one to me that goes with any movie is from The Crow.
Okay. I love Bruce Lee. I'm not going to kid you. I love him. I am not like a typical chick. I've heard that, because I like all these crazy random things. But when Brandon Lee, when he did The Crow, you guys, when he did The Crow, it was fantastic. And knowing that he didn't even finish the movie. Didn't even finish.
That's one of my top 10, The Crow. That's one. Love it.
Don't do the other ones now.
No, I'm not talking about the one with David Boreanaz and all that other stuff.
He's fine too, but I'm sorry, David, you missed it all. I'm sorry, you fine too, but
stick to being Angel. Stick to being Angel, and
yes.
Yeah, stick to being Angel and Bones.
Yes. No, we ain't even talking about Bones. I got stuff to say about that, but let's talk about Angel and Angelus. What? I had the hots for both of those.
Okay, but you know what? I was just getting ready to say Buffy the Vampire Slayer is the next thing I was about to talk about because I hated Buffy. I hated Buffy, but I loved Angel. I'm talking about I loved Angel from day one. Wesley, Guns, I loved Angel. That was, but Buffy just no. I didn't like the movie. I didn't like the series. I didn't like nothing.
Now the one with Kirsty, whatever her name was, that's not what I want. Sarah Michelle Gellar as Buffy? Man, we're gonna have to agree to disagree on this because I loved Buffy. Buffy had not only vampires, there were werewolves, there were demons, there were witches, Willow, Dark Willow. Dark Willow was some of the best CW episodes.
Okay, now I will go on record and say that Willow, hands down, was the only salvation to that show to me. She was the only character I liked. I love her in everything she plays in, but Dark Willow, that was definitely the best thing about that show ever. Was that whole Dark Willow period.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I will say that, but on a whole, it was way too. I wasn't a 16-year-old girl. It just didn't appeal to me like that. And I don't know. But when Angel came and he brought his team in there as corny as all that stuff was, as corny as it was at times.
All right,
I
let's
didn't
talk
care. I
about
loved it.
Angel.
Loved it.
I loved Angel. I did not like Cordelia as much on Angel, especially when she started sleeping with Angel's son.
Oh yeah.
That's where they lost me. That was the end of it. I was like, that is horrible.
That's Charisma, right? Charisma Carpenter.
Yeah. And I love her. I've seen some horror movies that she's been in, and I love her. And I loved her in Angel as well. I like that she had the visions and she was helping out, because in Buffy, she just complained a lot. She really didn't do anything. She was just like cute all the time. So she didn't really do too much of anything. But once she got to Angel, she was helpful. I understand that. She was helpful, but sleeping with Angel's kid and all that, yeah. But I loved the way it ended. I loved the way it ended. I loved when Fred turned into that blue goddess.
Oh yeah.
I love that. And the end, and Gunn was still alive too. And he was like, let's get it. Let's go. And I was like, and it was the end of the whole entire series. And here comes this dragon, and everybody's like, let's get this. And it ends. And I'm like, that's what's up.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was good. Look, I started out when I used to work, I've worked nights my whole life. So I used to work in a facility, a mental health facility. And when I would go to, right before I would go to, do my morning rounds and everything, the TV would be on. So at night, I would usually leave it on, the news or something like that, Sports Center. But after the news in the morning, whoever would get up at 6 o'clock, they would get up and they would turn on the TV. So I would flip through the channels, and it used to be Charmed, and Charmed would come on. So they always wanted to watch Charmed and I was like, okay, I can get down with that, because I love Charmed. Look here.
Oh, I can't wait for us to discuss Charmed, because that's gonna
the old one. I like the old one. I like the new one too, but the old one is so much better.
Blasphemer. No, I have not watched it. Sorry, you guys.
It's not bad. It's not bad, but it is not. It is not Prue, Piper, Phoebe, Paige. Anyway, but like I said, Prue, Piper, and Phoebe.
Yeah, Prue, Piper. Yeah, I can do those three. I can do Piper and Phoebe. I love those. I loved Phoebe's character arc, because she went from this I'm gonna sleep with everybody sort of thing to really, becoming an empath and knowing herself and all of that. When I watched Charmed, I continue to cry when Piper is crying for Prue, because they are best friends in real life. So yes. She felt that, and you could see it on her face. Her nose would turn red. She was really crying. Yeah. Absolutely really crying. And I don't think the remake does the original justice.
Well, I like that they didn't try to copy it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I gave it a try, because they didn't copy it, but it is along the same vein, and I do like the fact that they did do that. That was a good thing. Another one that they did that I will say that a lot of people might not. There was another one called Blood Rain.
Oh, I love Blood Rain now.
I love Blood Rain. The first one.
Weapon?
I love the first one.
Yes. I was just going to say the first one. I don't like any of those poser ones, because they don't measure up to the original.
That's usually my problem. And that's what I think when I say I have vampire movies that I don't like. Most of them are sequels.
Yeah.
Just like I really didn't. I can't say that I hated it, but of the Blade movies, Blade Trinity is the one I can do without. I mean, even though it's got Triple H and Ryan Reynolds, Parker Posey, it's got a great cast, but it never had it didn't even have to be made, and I would have been totally fine with it.
Yeah.
Because the other two Blade movies were amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I understand they wanted to put Whistler in and Jennifer Beal, and I did like her as a very strong female archetype. I love that in movies. It's one reason why when I write my books, most of my books, all of them, I'm not even gonna say more, all of them have very strong female characters. So I believe that. So when she was shooting around corners with this bow, and I love that. But I could have done without it, really. It was more comedic, I think. Because that's kind of who Ryan Reynolds is. He's sarcastic. He's kind of like that really talk about funny guy. I love him as Deadpool. He is Deadpool to me, absolutely, bars none. He is Deadpool. We're getting off topic, but yeah, I loved Blade. I did. You guys, I got a new sword, and it's beautiful. But I want
a Tori Hanzo, right?
Yes. Woo, 110. Did I show it to you?
Not yet, but Christy was telling me you got one, and I was like, I'm jelly.
Oh my God. Because I got it, and we were on Zoom together, and she was like, turn the camera around so I could see. And I was just a kid in a candy store. It was Christmas, and I opened it, and it's huge, and it's beautiful. Yeah, you guys, Kill Bill, Hattori Hanzo sword, love it. But what did you think about True Blood?
As a matter of fact, they actually just put that on Hulu. And so all the seasons. So I just started binge watching it, and I just started on it the other day. I was like a kid in a candy store. I loved True. No, I take that back. I love Eric, Pam, and Lafayette.
When Nelson Ellis passed away, a piece of my heart went.
Yeah, I was like, how in the world? Because his character, Lafayette.
In the books, he did not make it.
Right. Well,
I have the books. I've read the books. I have spoken to Charlene Harris. I love her. Midnight in Texas, or Texas Midnight, or that.
Yeah, Midnight Texas. That's
a really good show.
Loved it. I was so mad that they canceled it. Oh my God, I was upset about that. I love that show.
Love that show. So Lafayette in the books, you guys, he didn't make it.
Nope.
If you've seen the series, and when they find that bald-headed lady, I think she was some kind of psychic, or she was a scam artist.
Artist, yeah.
That was supposed to be Lafayette.
Right.
Because he was such an integral part of the cast, they couldn't kill him off. There was just no way. I love Lafayette. I am still looking. Hey, if you are Lafayette, put your name in the comments, because I need one of those in my life too.
He was his character was just amazing.
Amazing.
And as far as vampires go, Eric Northman. Eric Northman is a real vampire. That dude was real deal.
Yep. Sorry, Bill Compton.
No, he was.
Eric Northman got you. Eric Northman got you. I'm sorry. Woo.
And I'm sorry, but Sookie Stackhouse, Anna Paquin, Sookie Stackhouse was the worst. The worst.
Okay, you guys, let me say this. Anna Paquin, you were rogue. Period. That blonde that you did with your hair, and I'm sorry. I like you in other things. It's not that I don't like you. That has nothing to do with it. But like I said, I read Sookie Stackhouse books. I have them in my room. I'm sorry, honey. It just wasn't you.
No.
And I'm happy that you met your husband, and that's great, girl. Do you, boo-boo. But the whole thing was, honey, you were just not Sookie.
No. It was sad because her best friend Tara, Rutina Wesley, had to save her because she was fierce and killed it all the time.
I didn't like what they did to her character arc at all.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither.
I
I don't like. I wish they would have just killed her off. I would have appreciated if they would have just killed her off than the way they did it.
I didn't like that at all. So I enjoyed the series. I did, except for how they ended it.
Me neither. That's what I was just about to say.
The ending, that last episode, what? It was like they just gave up. It was like they threw together a whole lot of crap and said, here you go, here's some crap. After 6-7 years, we're just gonna give you crap.
No, they didn't. They let the grip, the janitor, and the cameraman finish the story for them.
Yeah. So that was, and I loved the fact that the silver hurt the vampires. That was so interesting to me, because when you watch that first episode or the second episode, when Bill shows up, all they had was a little thin piece of silver covering his neck, and he could not move. He just could not move. Now, see, Stephanie, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Is interesting. I can dig it.
Because that's somebody who's done their actual research into the authenticity of vampires, to know that some people, say that, the vampirism, comes from that whole, Judas betraying Jesus for the 30 pieces of silver. And, and that's where it goes even back as far as to that.
As Lilith.
Right.
Yeah. Lilith.
And
Lilith was supposed to be the first vampire.
Right. So I loved, I loved how she did that. Like I say, I definitely, the book and the series much took a totally different turn like that, which was fine, because I loved the series, loved it for what it was.
And they still added bits and pieces from the book. So when you were watching, when they were having all those orgies and that crazy lady was possessing everybody. And
Marianne was nuts.
Woo, she was nuts. Marianne was nuts. But I liked all that because it was in the book. So she took some things from the book and let HBO add some stuff. I think, truthfully, it was too much sex.
Too much.
Just
way too much
sex.
For no reason. For no reason.
Everybody wants to get naked. I mean, Jason, you got that Ryan guy. I loved him. I love that he was stupid, because in the books he was stupid. But why to make him screw everything with 2 legs? And then you got Tara, Rutina Weasley. I love you, girl. You can do no wrong to me. But they had you over Ryan like, ugh. Like, girl, what? You stronger than that.
Yeah, Ryan, Sam,
Jason,
eggs.
So you had to get a girlfriend? Not saying that anything about lesbians. I love my lesbians, y'all. I love everybody. I'm a peaceful bitch. That's just how I roll. But I'm just saying that they kind of stepped her down, because she was with Sam. Why couldn't she stay with Sam? And Sam is trying to get Sookie, but Sookie don't want to be with Sam. She wants to be with Bill, and then Bill does something, and then she's with Eric, and then Eric lost his memory, and then here comes Alcide, and it was just like everybody in town was a whore. It should have been called Whore Town, because everybody was just a whore. Men and women, everybody was just a whore. It was just too much sex. I understand that maybe sex sells. I get it. I do. I write books. I have to have sex in it on occasion because people like that sex. But in every episode, bro, every episode, and it's not just like once an episode, it's all the time in every episode,
Yeah. It was like soft porn in some. Yeah, it was like soft porn.
Yeah. Should have been on Cinemax and not HBO. Cinemax, you know what I mean?
HB Ho.
Yes.
But Joe Manganiello, I'm gonna let you know now, brother. You get 2 shout outs because I'm gonna talk about you again when we do werewolves because
He was Alcide. He was perfect as Alcide. Perfect.
yes.
Oh, girl. Woo! What's his wife's name?
I don't even know.
Sofia Vergara.
Oh, that's who he's married to?
Mm-hmm. Girl, you lucky.
Dude, you lucky. But hey, look here. But they are 2 beautiful people. So hey, I ain't mad with them at all.
Nope. I'm happy for y'all. But that's what I liked about, True Blood. I did like the differences. I didn't like the sex. I thought it was just too much of that crap. But yeah, you guys. That was about it.
Now, I do want to talk about one last, I don't know if you do, but I did have one last one I want to talk about. And
If I know.
and it hurts my heart to talk about this one because it is by one of my favorite horror movie producers. But with this one, I don't know if he owed somebody a favor. I don't know whether or not he lost a bet or whatever have you.
Oh.
But if you've never seen Dracula 2000 by Wes Craven with Omar Epps in it and Gerard Butler.
Why, Boogie? Why did you do that? Why do we have to end on such a sour note?
Because if you've never seen that piece of garbage,
that was horrible.
Horrible.
That movie was horrible. Horrible.
What was Wes thinking when he did that? What?
No, and I love Wes Craven.
Me too.
I love most of everything that he has ever done, except for that. I don't know. I don't even think he was on set. I think he did it like from some kind of moon visit or something, and maybe some kind of garbled message, and they messed up the script, and I don't know what they did, but that movie was shite. Absolutely.
Hey, when Omar Epps jumps out that coffin talking about some.
That was horrible. Oh, that was so bad. Oh, that was bad.
All right, but yeah. So I'm not even.
Okay, you guys, that was crazy. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Vampires That We Don't Like. It lasted a lot longer than I thought because we didn't just do sparklies. I know you hear my dogs and everything, so I'm gonna say next week we are gonna do zombies.
Zombies.
Yes. Love zombies. That's gonna probably break up into a couple. I won't do them back to back. I'll spread them out a little bit. But next week, same time, like and subscribe. See down there? Somewhere down there. Yeah. Like, subscribe, share, and have a good time. We're on lockdown. What else do you guys got to do but just sit here and laugh with me and Boogie and discuss movies?
That's right. No matter what, though, stay safe.
Stay safe. Absolutely, guys. Stay safe. And until next week, I'm Raven Starr.
And I'm Boogie.
We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.